What's up, yo? Today I have some smart glasses here. These are the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, and I just got them. I've had them for about a week now. Well, I've had them in a usable form for about a week now. So I wear prescription lenses, and I've really kind of wanted these since they came out, or at least I've been mildly interested in them. Uh, but once I went to the Ray-Ban website, picked the frames that I wanted, and then added prescription lenses, they were like $700. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty expensive for something that I don't know how much I will use. But then I was looking around on Reddit and I found a company called Lensology that will make prescription lenses for the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses and mail them to you, and you just pop them in. You pop your old lenses out and you pop them in. And so what I ended up doing was picking up a pair of the frames on Amazon and then getting lenses through Lensology. So now these are prescription lenses in here. I will just go ahead and spoil it and say that I like these a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it would be something that was kind of gimmicky, and I thought that the camera was the main thing that I would use, but none of that ended up really to be the case. I guess I should start at the beginning and tell you what they are. So the Ray-Ban Metas are smart glasses. You can get, if you don't wear prescription lenses, you can get them either in like clear transitions or just sunglasses. And if you do wear prescription lenses, you can buy those directly through Ray-Ban, or I believe if you have vision insurance and you need prescription lenses, you can go to Lens Crafters and they can put your prescription in. And if you don't have insurance for your eyeballs like me, then you can go the Lensology route, send them your prescription, and then they will send you some prescription lenses that will pop right into these. They also have tons of options for like different colors and transitions and different kinds of transitions and all kinds of good stuff. So those are your options. The glasses themselves, so this side right here, that's a camera. And this side is the notification light. Up here on top, you've got a shutter button like right here. And then this whole side, it's actually making a popping noise in my ear as I touch it, is like touch sensitive. You can swipe forward to turn the volume up, swipe back to turn the volume down. You can double tap to take phone calls, and all that works because on the bottom side of each of the arms is a little speaker. The camera is always shooting in like portrait orientation, vertical, which is not my favorite, but I'll get to that later. It takes video at 1440 by 1920 at 30 frames per second. There's no other options. You can't do 60, you can't do 24. You can't even do like 1080p. That's your option. 1440 by 1920 at 30 frames per second. The photos are 3024 by 4032, which is roughly 12 megapixels, but it does also automatically crop, which I understand and like in this scenario, like in this use case. I would be annoyed mostly if any other camera was like, I'm going to crop your photo for you. But this one makes sense. If your head's slightly tilted or something, it just automatically straightens stuff. So that's pretty good, although a lot of my photos come out at more like 9 megapixels, but what else? Photo and video performance is actually way better than I expected. I honestly expected a pretty garbage tier camera just because like the power envelope and the size constraints are so great that I kind of thought it would be crappy. And it's actually pretty good. It's about equivalent to like a modern-ish smartphone. You probably won't think it's like the iPhone 16 Pro, but if somebody told you they took a photo that they actually took on these glasses with like an iPhone 13 Pro, you'd probably be like, okay, that makes sense. So like that's pretty good, especially when you consider that the main use case for these is sharing stuff on social media. Somebody's going to look at it on a 5 or 6 inch screen. It's definitely good enough for that. It looks like honestly pretty good. I took a bunch of photos that I will put up here over me rambling and found that, yeah, like dynamic range is pretty good. Colors are good. They don't look too crazy or anything too crazy oversaturated. They basically just look, basically good. It doesn't do any crazy HDR stuff. Obviously, with it being a tiny sensor camera, it doesn't do amazing in low light, but it does do something that I like, and that is it kind of exposes for the highlights. So if you've got a picture of like a dark area with a bright sign or something, it'll expose for the sign. So the dark stuff looks dark, but the sign looks good, and it's not super noisy. Like I really like their image processing, basically. It's a very wide field of view. I think it's something like a 13 or 15 millimeter full frame equivalent, which also makes sense in this context. It's not like there's a viewfinder. It's roughly what's in front of you, but like if you were trying to perfectly center something, that's kind of hard to do. But with a wide angle camera, it's kind of just like anywhere out here is, you know, anything you see is probably in the frame, you know, so at least you get the shot. I think that's definitely the correct trade-off to make for this application. It's not my preferred focal length, but it would be insanity to try to like frame a 50 millimeter equivalent shot by just hoping that you're looking exactly in the right direction. So that's cool. Video performance is also good. The first day or two that I had these, I kind of did like a vlog style thing and posted a lot of it to my Instagram story, which is pretty much the whole reason they're making these. So that makes sense. It does make that very convenient. And okay, interrupting for a second here because I forgot to actually say this in the video. I'm just going to put all those videos that I posted to my Instagram story up before I start talking about the video, so you can actually see the video quality and hear the audio quality straight from the glasses, just like it is, so you know what I'm talking about before I start rambling about it. So here is that before I continue rambling. All right, baby girl, give me a hug.
I can't.
Here. Enjoy Lego Club.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna watch you walk in. It's this way.
Okay.
Here, look. See the teacher standing right there at the door waiting for you? Guessing that's Lego Club, girly. I got it. Just walk over to the sidewalk and then walk over there. Okay, bye, love you. Okay. First mission, see why my Subaru is leaking oil. If it's the head gasket, I will stab someone. Okay, I think one of the coolest uses of these is today I'm going to go to the auction and check out a bunch of cars, and having a completely hands-free camera and microphones, obviously, that I can take videos while I check out a car and talk to, so I can like say the run number, say anything that I find wrong with it, like, oh, this one needs tires or whatever, and then go back and look at my videos is going to be super nice. I already basically do that with my GoPro, but that's another thing to hold and carry and try to find someplace to put in the car while I'm driving it and all that stuff. So having them mounted to my face seems like it'll be pretty convenient. We'll see. So as you saw, Ava had Lego Club this morning and I took her to school at 7 o'clock. I've learned something. Even at 7:25, the 4240 interchange sucks out loud. Just FYI. Looks like my Subaru is just leaking oil from where the oil filter meets the motor, because nothing else is dirty or wet, which is nice because that means it's probably not a head gasket. What we got, Scotty? What do you think?
Something left on.
Think it's just a battery or something?
I think it's in charge of battery and find out where, see if anything comes on.
Okay, that's cool. I'll get that was my oil filter. I'll get mine out of the way. Okay, see if we can find some cars at the auction today. Super busy. This is the fullest I've ever seen this parking lot. These are always weird. SSR. This is the, well, it's the peeling clear coat kind. And it's also the not cool kind that has a 5.3 instead of the 6.0. But they're interesting looking units. It feels like it's made of straight plastic. How many miles are on this bad boy? Chevrolet SSR. I see 134. Huh, no check engine light or anything. Yeah, just check engine light. Okay, I don't think I care enough to drive this, but it's an interesting unit. It feels like it's literally made of just like Chinese plastic. Remember the bad old days of 90s GM interiors. Continued well into the 2000s. This one looks nice. 11 CRV, all-wheel drive, good miles, 117. Nice inside. Let's see what we got. I'll actually drive this one. It does not look broken or ragged, which is very much a plus. Okay, got a needs a wheel speed sensor based on all the warnings. Got ABS, traction control, all that good stuff. Okay, chill out. Auto. There we go. Let's go drive it. The drive indicator is flashing. I wonder what that means. That's a fun thing that I haven't seen before. Oh, pretty tight turn into the test track. I wish I could turn that fan down. I bet that sounds terrible. Oh, let's see. Get this dude up to 40 or 50. You gonna shift? Yeah, it shifts. Okay. Like I said, all the lights, the ABS, traction control, stability control, brake, all that shit is typically wheel speed sensor. I need to Google what this car is worth. And I also need to check and see what it means when the drive is flashing, like the park reverse neutral drive. I've never seen one with the D flashing. So that'll be a fun challenge, and then I'll see what it's worth. Sure.
And I'm dressed, so it doesn't matter.
No, it's always a plus.
I need to look at the ground, because last time I stepped on a slug in my foot flopped and it made me cry.
Okay. This all sounds reasonable.
I'm scared to step in the grass and no, let me check it. I like how fast I zoomed down. I said, wee.
There you go.
Whoa.
Ooh, I know what that girl's doing. She's very crazed. Wee.
I'm just gonna, FBI, open up.
Oh my God, you're so insane. I was overall pretty impressed with the video as well. The stabilization works pretty well. The one thing you have to keep in mind is to not turn your head side to side a lot, because that starts to look real crazy real fast and starts making you want to vomit everywhere. But as long as you're basically like walking straight or just looking at something or whatever, it actually looks good. I haven't tried doing anything like running or anything like that, because I don't really think that's what these are for. But for just like, oh, I'm walking around, I see something interesting, you just press that and start taking a video, and it looks like good and stable, you know. And it's very neat having like the your eye view, the first person view. Microphones also pretty good. The mics are like right here around the nose piece, and they pick up the wearer's voice really well. They do fall down in really windy conditions, but I don't really know how you would avoid that. It's not like you can put like a dead cat on the mic or anything. And in moderately loud or windy conditions, they do pretty well. The noise canceling does pretty well without sounding too like weird and robotic. Of course, there's a point at which it basically just gives up, and if you're outside in really high winds, like, yeah, the audio is gonna suck. But that would pretty much apply to any comparable camera, like an action camera or something, unless you're using external mic with, you know, dead cat on it or something like that. So again, pretty comparable to a smartphone, you know, like they generally do pretty well. Audio performance is number one. One of the things that I found most compelling about these, it's not on it, like you can listen to music on it, especially in a quiet area, and it sounds decent, but it probably will just keep using my AirPods if I'm actually trying to listen to some music. The thing that I found super compelling to it is you can connect them to your phone and use them as like a Bluetooth headset when you get incoming phone calls. That is like, honestly, I feel like I would buy these just for that feature at this point. Maybe it's just me. I get a lot of phone calls and it's so amazing to like, before I would use my AirPods for if I knew, or well, if my hands were busy or if I knew it was going to be a long phone call, I'd go to my bag, I'd get my AirPods out, I'd put them in, hope that it auto switches. 50% of the time it would fail, pull out my phone, go into audio settings, try to transfer it back to the phone, back to the AirPod, all the while the person on the other end of the phone call is like, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Well, with these, they're already on my head. So I don't have to take them out of anything. If you connect your phone, when you get an incoming call, you just double tap the touchpad over here and it picks it up. Call quality seems to be fantastic. No one knew at all that I was talking to them via glasses until I mentioned it to them. The sound quality is really good. You can hear them clearly. You know, like it's honestly that feature alone really worth it for me. Battery life is mid, as the kids say, but I also don't really care. First off, there's two things. Number one, they charge fast, and they charge in this little case. So whenever you take your glasses off and put them in the case, it doesn't take long at all for them to charge. So I did a little battery test just kind of to get an idea, a feel for the range, and I took a screenshot at 8:50 a.m. and the batteries were at 98%. At 10:15, so about an hour and 25, about an hour and a half later, they were at 82%. At 11:15, about an hour later, they were at 70%. And at 12:15, they were at 58. 1:15, they were at 47. Then I put them in the charger at 1:15, and by 1:40, they were back up to 92. So the battery does drain pretty fast, but it also does charge pretty fast. So I'm nearsighted, so there's a lot of things that I take off my glasses for anyway, like doing paperwork. Like if I'm filling out a title or something, I take my glasses off. So I just got in the habit of when I just leave my little charging case on my desk, and if I take my glasses off, I put them in the charging case. And that basically made battery life a non-issue for me. The other thing is that they have the Hey Meta, like always listening voice command on. If you turn that off, your battery life about doubles. My first test was with that on. And with moderate usage, 2 or 3 pictures, a couple of phone calls. I think I watched a YouTube video, watched about 5 or 10 minutes of a YouTube video and was using them for audio. So, but if you turn the voice recognition, the Hey Meta like trigger phrase off, that damn near doubles your battery life. And that's exactly what I did. Because while I do find that useful sometimes, the main use case I found that I really wanted it to be hands-free is if I'm cooking or working on a car and my hands are dirty, then I could say, hey Meta, take a photo, or hey Meta, start a video, and it would do that, and I could get, photos and videos of what I'm doing without putting my greasy or food-covered hands all over my glasses. So I think my approach is just going to be to generally leave that off because, also, even if you have that off, you can press and hold on this and access the Meta AI. So the only thing you're getting out of that, you're getting the ability to do it hands-free. But so I think my approach is going to be, I'm going to leave it off by default. And when I'm doing something that I believe I will need hands-free photos and videos, I'll just turn it on for then and then turn it back off. But yeah, overall battery life is not amazing. But the fact that, also this case, the battery life is great on. It charges with a USB-C port. It charges pretty fast. It seems like it'll charge the batteries up constantly for 4 or 5 days before it dies. I used it nonstop for about 36 hours before it went down from 5 dots to 4, which I presume means under 80%. So it took like 2 or 3 days to lose 1 dot of power charging them every time they got low. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. The only thing I can see this being annoying is if you wear your glasses literally nonstop and never take them off, and taking them off would super annoy you. But honestly, even then, I think if you turn off the trigger phrase, you would be more or less okay. Especially if like I've got polarized sunglasses in my car, and in the morning when I drive in, I put those on because they're good sunglasses and they're good for driving. And I've just gotten in the habit of, when I do that, I throw these in the charging case. By the time I get to work, they're fully charged. When I leave, I do the same thing. They're fully charged by the time I get somewhere. Like, pretty much a non-issue. I haven't used the Meta AI much. It is getting new features in the next update that seem like it'll make it more useful. It's getting live translation. It's getting note taking and stuff. Right now, you can like ask it questions just like Siri or Google Assistant, but I'm going to be completely honest, that's just not a thing I do. Like, maybe it's something that you do a lot, but it's just not me. So I don't know. It seems fine. Whatever. What do I not like about them? Well, the battery life could be better. I mean, it's not really a deal breaker for me, but I wouldn't complain if they lasted twice as long, or if I could leave the trigger phrase on and still get like 6 or 8 hours of battery life with moderate usage. That would be fantastic. The camera, I get why they made it a portrait orientation only camera. These are made by the same people that own Facebook and Instagram, and they're super into the like vertical video and vertical photos. And the whole point of these, the whole reason they're making them, is to get you to share more stuff on their website. So like, yeah, that makes sense. I get why they would want that. I don't like it. Maybe I'm just old. I don't know. But I don't prefer, I very rarely pick portrait orientation. Like if I'm shooting with a camera, like yeah, of course, if I'm doing like a portrait of someone, I might choose portrait orientation to get their whole body in frame. But by and large, I take photos in landscape, and also same thing with video. I much prefer landscape video. I think that, I don't know that Meta would ever do this. Because it kind of goes against what they want you to use them for. But if someone else, like if Apple makes a competing pair of smart glasses, I think absolutely the move is to copy the newer GoPros that have a squarish sensor. I believe the aspect ratio on the newer GoPros, I think it's 11 and up, is 8:7. So and it's like a 5.2K 8:7 sensor. So what that means is you basically get a giant square. But it's a giant high resolution square. So you can crop out a 4K 16:9 landscape video, or you can crop out a 4K 9:16 portrait video. And I think that would be awesome on those. I will still use them for like photo walks and stuff because they're just so convenient, but it would be much better if I could shoot landscape video on them and go out and do like a photo walk and have like a first person view of me taking the pictures, and then edit that into my YouTube video about that camera or that lens or that film stock or whatever. As it sits right now, I'll probably still do that and post it to like my Instagram story or something and maybe link that in the video. But they would be much more useful if they could shoot at least a landscape video. I don't really care about the photos because the photos are kind of a whatever thing, like they're just little snapshots and they're cool to have, so I'm fine with that. But landscape video would be a killer feature to me. But yeah, like I said, the hands-free phone call, and like you start a YouTube video and instead of annoying everyone around you, it just goes to your glasses. You're basically have headphones all the time. That's really the killer feature to me, and I think the number one reason to purchase them. The camera stuff is all just a bonus, really. But yeah, I'm way more impressed with them than I thought I would be. And if you think, basically, I think these are the best smart glasses available right now. I think that if you think you might like smart glasses, you should pick up a pair. All right, I think that's about all for now. I've got some more videos coming on. I still got to do one on this film camera. It's the Nikon, which version is this? F90X. I bought an F90X, which is the Japanese market version, and an N90S, which is the US market version, but they're the exact same camera. But it's an old 35mm film camera that's pretty rad, and I think like the best deal in film cameras right now. So I got that going. I got a bunch of other stuff to test. I have a drone on the way, but I think for now, this is that's good enough. That's enough on the glasses. But yeah, they are seriously cool. I enjoy them way more than I thought I would. And if you think that you would enjoy some smart glasses, or if you would just like to pick up phone calls without having to search for your headphones, you should pick some up. They're pretty rad. All right, dudes, until next time, I'll see y'all later.